were 16 of them, all keen on winning a tournament steeped in tradition. They were hoping the tournament would be worth the candle. It was all tranquil and plain sailing before a ball in Sydney was contested. Scenic beauty was taken in.
Yeah, it's fun being in Sydney. It has always been my dream to be in Australia, so I'm happy that I'm here.
The roll call of players aroused awe from players who were experiencing a first.
Wow, it was so great because this is our first time to play in the World Cup, you know. It's so lovely.
And it didn't take long for the She Cranes to get a hang of it, much to the joy of their fans. Soon, the players too were dancing, singing traditional war songs. But a glaring height difference quickly pointed out their mortality. After pinching himself, She Crane's coach found himself scratching his head. He had lots to say to a bunch of girls who wanted to hoist the country's tri-colored flag. In the end, 8th position is what She Cranes had to contend within the 16-nation tournament. It's safe to say there were few complaints from Ugandans.
The problems that faced the netball team prior to the World Cup, and they were indeed very many, Robert, as we saw from lack of funds to at a point weren't even sure they were going to participate.
Yeah. Well, the netball team, it burned into the consciousness of the nation. It's burned into the consciousness of the nation since 2013, Joel, when they traveled by bus to Malawi. A dilapidated bus. Yeah, they traveled by bus to Malawi. They had to cross 3 countries, 3 border posts, that's crossing the Ugandan border post, Tanzania and Malawi, to get to Malawi, and that was to play in the African Netball Championship, which doubled as a 2014 Commonwealth Games qualifier. They needed to place, in the top 2 of that championship to qualify for the Commonwealth Games, and they ended up finishing 3rd. They may have fallen short, but they won over many Ugandans who are really, they were beaten by the way these girls managed, to beat adversity, weren't they?
And something that really caught our eye was, the performance of the team, where they were pitted against Wales, Fiji, and Zambia in the same group, and went ahead and made headlines by beating Fiji and Zambia and lost narrowly to Wales. Yes,
they did. They managed, those twins managed to see them get out of that group. Originally, many Ugandans had doubt. They thought, given the fact that the preparations were really atrocious, these girls only played in the KwaZulu-Natal Netball Diamond Challenge to prepare for the World Cup. They had wanted also to prepare for the World Cup by training indoors. Trust has always been a fragile commodity between, the Uganda Netball Federation and National Council of Sports. Somehow National Council of Sports always tends to give these netballers the short end of the stick. They pointed them to Nelson Mandela Stadium, Nambole, to train from there, which is an outdoor stadium. The girls had to go and talk to
James Cambridge.
Yeah, James Cambridge, and they got that. So when they managed to pull off those wins against Zambia and Fiji, the nation was behind them. They said, "Oh yes, we have players who can do something."
Yeah, and Robert, despite getting to the second phase of the groups and losing all their matches to New Zealand, to Malawi, to Jamaica, a team that was even washing cars to get funds to go to the World Cup. Yes. For me, it was an impressive performance, nonetheless.
Yes, it was. It was an impressive performance. Very good showing by Peace Proskovia, who was scoring most of Uganda's goals. Also, Rachel Nanyonga did herself a world of good. She was also scoring quite a number of goals. You had players like Ruth Meme, who are chipping in with assists from midfield, the likes of Halima, Nakachwa. I think the girls, stood themselves in good stead, given the circumstances, and they were actually the favorites of many fans down
Won
in
many
Sydney.
hearts.
Yeah, they did win many hearts.
And,
But it was also a sad story, Joel.
You
the
saw the
death
picture
of Harriet Apako.
Yes, and then you saw the picture of the team when they came back from the World Cup, and
Precisely.
there was this picture that really made its way on social media.
I think it was Jessica Chan
on a boda boda.
On a boda boda.
For a team that has gone and represented the country, for me that is just appalling.
It speaks to the neglect of the team, Joel. It speaks to the neglect of the team. The team has been neglected. National Council of Sports and government have paid no heed, to the call of compassion from people, and not just compassion, but common decency, because you should know which sport, where where your head and shoulders are above your opponent. Yeah. I think here in the region, we're not only in the region, you would say Africa, we have what it takes, to place in the top two. We have what it takes, to rub shoulders with the likes of Malawi and South Africa. But if government continues not to give these girls any support, they will continue, rotting away.